Hey everyone, welcome back to another art video. I am very sorry about not posting videos in a long time, but it's because I've been on vacation. I went to nationals, then I went to Alaska. I'll talk more about those later. In this video, I draw a picture of Hiccup from like How to Train Your Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon 2. This is the How to Train Your Dragon 2 version of Hiccup, his older version. I drew this when I was on vacation in Alaska, sketched it, and then I colored it in and inked it and everything, which is what I've been doing over the past 2 days, the 23rd, the 24th, maybe the 22nd, I don't remember. But I got back from Alaska on the 22nd, so yeah, maybe 21st. Like, it was like midnight, 21st, 22nd. But yeah, Alaska was super fun. I will be talking about it soon. For this picture, I did use reference. I looked up a bunch of Google images and all that. But I think it turned out pretty well. Yeah, so right now you can see that I am doing my inking process, in which I have this art light, and I do not have a light box, I have an art light, and I put the sketch underneath the marker paper, the Express It blending card thingamajig, and I trace it on using the art light so the light shines through my glass desk, which I'm sitting at right now. And I can transfer the image without having to draw it over again, which is pretty. I mean, it is technically drawing it over again, but still. So I think this picture is a new step. For one, it's the first real full body picture that I've colored or like drawn, inked and colored. I have another one of Rapunzel that I'm going to do next. I did the Rapunzel one actually before this, but I was super excited to do this. I just finished the sketching stage, or the tracing stage. But yeah, I was really excited because I haven't done anything this sort of, I haven't used my like materials, my art markers, Copics and Prismas, and like a serious like full body sense, so it was really cool. I experienced with shading, all that awesome stuff. And this is also, I think, maybe the first or second time, I think the second time that I've used these Micron pens. In the art haul that I uploaded a couple of months ago, I got a set of Microns. I think it was 8 markers. One of them was a brush one, and one of them was a like comic one. And I also got gel pens, which I didn't get to use yet. I forgot to use those. I'll get back to that soon. But yeah, so right now I'm just tracing it, and yeah, I'm really proud of it. I don't know, it's like, I feel like it was a lot more, I put a lot more effort into it. I didn't just color, yeah, the image wasn't exactly where the camera was. This is only my second time doing this, so yeah, I apologize. But this is like, I don't know, I've never like used my colored pencils that much, really, other than with like only colored pencil drawings. Like, this was a little bit different because I used Copics and colored pencils, and I like applied a lot of shading, and I put a lot of effort into it, and I don't know, I think it turned out okay. But yeah. So I'm about to transition into no. So my camera, it was being weird, so it just cut a little bit. My camera only films like an hour at a time on full battery charge, which is really ridiculous. But I'm thinking of getting a spare battery because maybe I overcharged it or something too much. But yeah, so I had to do this in a lot of short sessions. It's an hour and a half of footage, but I did do a little bit of work outside of filming because I was impatient and I wanted to get it done. But like during the coloring stage mainly. But yeah, I also don't know how to do line weight, so if you're looking for that, I don't do it. I also don't really know a lot of shading techniques. I tried my best, but yeah, so that's what happened. I'm almost done with tracing, or inking right now, but if you can see the hand right now. The hand isn't so hot or great. The hands I need to work on. Well, I need to work on hands in general. They're very challenging for me because I don't know exactly how to draw them. at like different angles. I know how to draw it when I'm looking at it, but like, yeah, I don't know. The hands are something that I think I need to work on. I know I need to work on it, so I will get that worked out soon. And now it's time for coloring. So I used a lot of colors in this. I knew I wanted to use both Copics and colored pencils, but I don't know. I've only done real like people with Copics, and like I haven't used a combination of the two. So I tried to do a lot of shading this time, like cheeks and stuff, which I normally don't do. And I used like 3 different shades, I think, for the face. I used E51 as like a lighter tone. I used E30 as a mid-tone, and I used E23, I think it was, as like the darkest tone. And then I did a little bit of shading as well on the neck. And I don't know, I think it gives it a little bit more like 3D-esque when I do like cheekbone and stuff shading, but I don't really know exactly how to do it. And I also didn't know how to do the shading for the outfit, because the outfit is like blackish brownish, deep black brown, but I didn't really know how to incorporate like shading into black, because black is just black, you can't really do much with it. So I used the grays, but it was a little bit, it was hard for me to like figure out how to do it at first, because I tried it on like hair before, black hair, and it did not turn out that great. So this one I tried to like, so what I did was I made the light source facing like on his, if you're looking at him at the drawing on the right side. And so I used I only have like the odds of all the grays except for neutral, like warm and cool grays, I mean. So I used cool grays for this because I think it just suited it better. But I used, mainly as a base, I used cool gray 7 on the left side and cool gray 5 on the right side, so that it gave it a sort of sense like the light's shining on the right side. But then I like, as I did a lot more with colored pencils, I think, but so what I normally like to do now, like what I figure out works a little bit better, is when you outline like each different part, you outline it in a darker color, and then you gradually get lighter and lighter until you hit the spot where you think that the highlight should be. That worked pretty well for me, and I don't think I've done it yet. I think I did it mainly with the colored pencils, but yeah. So also it's pretty hard to get shading on like nails and like little, like, I don't know, little definition things, like on his suit there's a bunch of like holes with like nails or like things that hold things together. And so also like the metal part, it was really hard because it was like very, very thin. And the Copic markers, they are very, very like, the brush tips are very thin, but it was still a little bit difficult, especially because the holes were really small too. So yeah. And I tried to do a lot of shading with the grays because I can work with grays. I think, yeah, I can. It's like a little bit easier because I have a lot more grays than I do of like any other color. I have warms and cools, and then I also like have black and stuff. And so it's easier for me to use it because I can blend more easily. Because, oh yeah, here I jumped a little bit. But yeah, I can blend with grays a little bit more easily. And here's another problem. I have the 36 pack of Copics, but there's no like, there's not a lot of browns. There's not a lot of reds. There's not a lot of there's a lot of blues and greens. There's not very many pinks and purples. There's one pink and one purple. So for the like the leather part, I started off with like a yellow red or something, like YR24 or something, and it didn't look right. But I knew I would go over it with colored pencils anyways, so I just went with it. But I had a E33 and a YR24, and so I used the YR24. I'm sorry, that was the door. I used the YR24 on the E33 to like make the little like indentation things on his leather thing that wraps around his body, I don't know what it's called, under his suit. So I did that, and then I also used the the wire 24 on the sleeve leather things. And then I also didn't have the right exact shades for the pants, so that was a little bit hard too, because I used a combination of like a I don't know, like it was a yellow green and a green. I don't know exactly which ones. I'll mention it in the description or something. But I used a combination of those. I didn't get much shading in the marker stage because I didn't have the right colors for it, and it would just look weird. So yeah, when the color pencils did it, I used a lot of browns and a lot of greens to like write in the color, and also with the red, I only had one red. Like, only one red. Well, one of them's a pale red, it's like flesh or something, like R02 or something. So it doesn't look right, and then this one is the only one I had, so I used color pencils for that as well. So I think color pencils and markers is a really good thing to do because it makes it a lot easier to have shading and the right colors, because 36 colors is a lot, and I use a majority of them, but it's just, I need colors for shading, and I can't really do that much with only like 1 or 2 colors per shade. Hi everyone, welcome back. So, I actually didn't upload all of the clips that I did for this video, so I just had to re-upload them, or download them to my computer, put them in the editing software, etc, etc. But, yes, so I'm still working on the filling in with the Copics. For the belt, I did a similar sort of thing. Like, that's where I started doing my shading mechanism, which was to color in the outsides, the darker color, and then shade inwards. Which I came up with it. I don't know if I actually came up with it, because it might have been someone else that I watched do it or something. But I remembered this idea while I was actually doing the video. So yeah, so I'm shading in the belts. I saved the buckles for color pencil. Could have done a base color, but I mean, I don't know. I thought they needed a shine, but they didn't really turn out that great in the end, anyways. But yeah, and I also shaded the inside of the belt buckle, like because it should cast a light on it should cast a shadow. The belt buckle should cast a shadow on the belt, so I just did that. And then I started doing the shading for the leather wrapping thing, and it was harder because I didn't have any other colors like that, so I ended up using the warm grays, which was actually a pretty good idea because it sort of like toned down the difference in color between the YR and the E33. So yeah, it was a good idea, and I also did the same thing for the shoulder band, wrists, leather thingamajigs. So yeah, so I did the similar thing, and on the right one, the highlights are a little bit off, I think, and I just cut again. My camera died, but then I colored in the fingers, and I don't know how to do the shading for that because. Yeah, and the fingers, they don't look like great. I just kind of like gave up because I just wanted to finish, and it was late while I was sketching, so I didn't want to do that again. So I just I just went to bed. But yeah, so I need to work on hands. It's a big thing. But yeah. And since I only have like one shade of brown, and it's two shades of brown, one of them's a red brown, and one of them is like a dark brown. So I had no leather brown. So first off, for like the leather parts, like on the arms and the main, like the chest area, I used the YR24. But then I just decided that if I wanted to keep it a more brown color, then I would just use a base color of a warm gray. And they do blend together pretty nicely, I would say. So if you don't have very many browns, I would recommend using the warm grays as a base color if you're going to add on with colored pencil after. So yes, now I think I'm starting on the hair. So like I said before, I used the warm grays. I think this is warm gray 5. I lost my warm gray 3. I don't know where it is, so it's probably like hiding somewhere in my room somewhere. But so I used it so I could start with the shading a little bit. And so one of the reds that I'm using right now, I don't know what it is. It's a reddish brown, and he does have red hair. like reddish brownish hair, so I thought it was okay to use. I used it on my other Hiccup picture that I did before I started recording things, and then I added the darker ones, the darker brown, and I added some a more warm gray over it as a sort of base for me to put down my brown colored pencil, and also to blend the colors ish together. And then I did the eyes. The eyes I did really simply. I just used 2 shades of green because his eyes are green, but on my previous picture I used a really bright green, and no one's eyes are that bright unless they have contact lenses, and so I just used my dimmest greens that I actually used. One of the colors that I used on the pants as well, but the other one was just a darker version of that. They fit together nicely, so I just used those, and I used black for the pupils. I was going to add white gel pen highlights, but I forgot to, so I'm going to do that soon. And now I've started doing my colored pencil. So I started with the hair. I added a lot of brown because his hair is brown, but I just wanted to, like, show that it was like I just wanted a base color of Copic because I thought it would look better. And then I added a little bit of highlight, and I changed it a little bit after I finished the picture. I just added a little bit more brown, and then now I'm adding brown to the leather thing so that it looks more like leather and not like a different shade, because his outfit, the leather, is actually really pretty. It's pretty dark. Not super dark, but it's pretty dark. So also when I added the colored pencil, it sort of showed less of the indentation from like the different pattern that I drew before. So it helped with that, and it helped blend a little bit better and all that. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty good. And then I also added more shading because I didn't have any like other colors. So I just added shading underneath the belt, and yeah, pretty cool. And then I did more brown with the pants, because there's like a leather stripe down his like right leg, or his left leg, but the right leg of the picture. So I added that, and there's like rope or some like leather band tied around his thing as a tourniquet, and then there's one connecting his blade, his like fire blade thing, which so technical. But I tried to do a little bit of shading, same technique. I used a darker brown on the sides, and then I started blending them together later. I also used like a French gray 20% or something like that, I don't know what it's called, to add a little bit more color to the highlights, so that it wasn't just white, it was a little bit, because they're like a brownish sort of tint of gray, so I think they worked pretty well with the brown, so I just added that. I don't know, I think it looked nice. I don't really know what kind of gray it is, but then now I'm starting to add more shading to the pants, because it's off screen a little, but I didn't have any shading on the pants because none of the colors matched. So I used a darker green on the sides, same sort of dealio, and I used the mid-tone, and then I used the regular tone, and I used the white and the gray to blend the colors together, because white is a really good tool for blending, and also for like making all the colors like under one layer. I don't know, like I used a similar sort of aspect of technique or sort of thing for hair that I did before. I just used white over it so that it helps. And then for the crotch area, I don't know, I did something similar to what I did at the very top with the chest plate, where it was darker on one side and lighter on the other, because it casts a highlight sort of ish thing. And yeah, we're nearing the end of this video. So if you guys do enjoy, I would appreciate it if you leave a like and comment down below what you think. Any sort of critique or sort of things that I can do better. Also subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'm actually going to post videos about my Alaska trip and my nationals trip very soon. So yeah, so that's really exciting. I'm excited to do more art things for my videos, and yeah. So as I'm finishing up this picture, I I don't know, I really want to know what you guys want to see. So I like to do fan art, of course, because fan art is cool. But if you guys have any suggestions for something you'd like to see drawn, that would be super awesome, and I would love to see what I can do. I do watch limited anime, so I don't know if I can do that. Animated movies are fair games. But yeah, so if you guys want to see anything, you guys can suggest it, and I might try and do it. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is about to end, so I hope you guys do enjoy. I didn't put that much detail on his like crest thing on his like shoulder belt thingamajig, but yeah, because it's too small. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and that's very exciting. I'm glad to post another art video, and yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I already said that like 3 times, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day, and yeah, bye. Woo!